Hello math learners! In this video, you are going to learn how to add and subtract fractions, or also known as rational numbers. Let's begin. There are two kinds of fractions, similar fractions and dissimilar fractions. When we say similar fractions, these are fractions with the same denominators. For examples, 1 over 5, 3 over 5, and 10 over 5. Another, 4 over 9, 2 over 9, and 1 over 9. These fractions are similar fractions because they have the same denominators. While dissimilar fractions are fractions with different denominators. For example, 1/2, 3/4, and 6 over 5. These are dissimilar fractions because they have different denominators. Another, 1 over 6, 2 over 8, and 3/4. Now let's discuss addition and subtraction of similar fractions. Once again, similar fractions are fractions with the same denominators. To add or subtract similar fractions, follow these steps. 1. Add or subtract the numerators. Step 2. Copy the denominator. Step 3. Reduce to lowest term. Now let's have examples. Example number 1. During a missile launch, the countdown was halted 3 times. The first delay lasted 1/5 of an hour. The second one lasted 3/5 of an hour. The third took 2/5 of an hour. How long was the missile launch delayed? To determine how much time the missile launch was delayed, we add the given similar fractions in the following manner. We have the similar fractions 1/5, 3/5, and 2/5. Let's follow the steps. First step, add the numerators. So we have 1 plus 3 plus 2. Next, copy the denominator. Their common denominator is 5, so let's copy 5. Next, let's simplify. 1 plus 3 plus 2 is equal to 6 over the denominator 5. Since 6 over 5 is already in simplest form, this is already our final answer. Hence, the missile launch was delayed for 6/5 hours. Let's have example number 2. Chris and Robbie just found out that the garbage truck driver will not get their trash if they are not segregated. Chris segregated his garbage in 3 over 8 of an hour, while Robbie segregated his garbage in 7 over 8 of an hour. How much longer did Robbie segregate his garbage? Based on the question, this problem calls for subtraction of similar fractions. We have the given 7 over 8 and 3 over 8. Now, let's follow the steps. Step 1, subtract the numerators. So this will become 7 minus 3 over, copy the denominator, 8. Let's simplify. 7 minus 3 is 4 and copy the denominator 8. We can still reduce 4 over 8 by dividing both numerators and the denominator by their GCF, which is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. 1/2 is already in simplest form, so that means 1/2 is our final answer. Hence, Robbie segregated longer than Chris by 1/2 hour. Now, let's discuss addition and subtraction of dissimilar fractions. Once again, dissimilar fractions are fractions with different denominators. To add or subtract dissimilar fractions, follow these steps. Step 1. Find the LCD. Step 2. Change the fractions to similar fractions using the LCD. And step 3. Proceed to addition or subtraction of similar fractions. Let's have examples. Example number 1. Perform the indicated operation and express the answers in simplest form. 3/4 plus 5/6. These two fractions are dissimilar fractions because they have different denominators. Let's follow the steps in adding dissimilar fractions. Step 1. Find the LCD. To find the LCD, we need to list the multiples of the denominators and find their least common multiple. Our first denominator is 4. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and so on. While our second denominator is 6. The multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and so on. As you can see, we have two common multiples, but the least common multiple is 12. So our LCD is 12. Now let's proceed to step 2. Change the fractions to similar fractions using the LCD, which is 12. Our first fraction is 3/4. The LCD will be the new denominator. To get the new numerator, let's divide the LCD by the old denominator and multiply the quotient to the numerator. Let's divide. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So we have our new fraction, 9/12. While for our second fraction, 5/6. Again, we have our new denominator, which is 12. And to get the new numerator, 12 divided by 6 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. So we have our second fraction, 10/12. Since the two fractions are now similar, let's proceed to step 3. Proceed to addition of similar fractions. We have our new fractions, 9/12 plus 10/12. Again, to add similar fractions, add the numerators and copy the denominator. So this will become 9 plus 10/12. Now let's add. 9 plus 10 is 19. Copy the denominator 12. 19/12 is already in simplest form. So 19/12 is our final answer. Let's proceed to our second example. We have the given 7/12 minus 5/18. Again, step 1, find the LCD. To find the LCD, we need to list the multiples of 12 and 18 and find their least common multiple. So we have first our first denominator, which is 12, and the multiples of 12 are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on. While the multiples of 18 are 18, 36, 54, 72, and so on. Now let's find their least common multiple. As you can see, the least common multiple is 36. So 36 will be the least common denominator. Now let's have the second step. Change the fractions to similar fractions using the LCD 36. We have our first fraction, 7/12. We have our new denominator, which is 36. Again, to get the new numerator, let's divide the LCD by the old denominator. That would be 36 divided by 12, which is 3. And 3 times 7 is 21. We have our new fraction, which is 21/36. For our second fraction, we have 5/18. Again, our new denominator is 36. 36 divided by 18 is 2, and 2 times 5 is equal to 10. Our second fraction is 10 over 36. Step 3. Proceed to addition of similar fractions. We have our new fractions, 21 over 36 minus 10 over 36. Let's subtract the numerators, 21 minus 10 over, copy the denominator, 36. Let's simplify. 21 minus 10 is 11 and copy the denominator, 36. 11 over 36 is already in simplest form, so 11 over 36 is our final answer. That's all for this video, math learners. Always remember, the only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics.